Well, this was the scene Wednesday afternoon as LG&E performed a gas leak investigation on 5th Street. That's where they discovered a damaged line within the Kentucky Home Life building, the same place where trespassers were removed last July. The small stretch of road between Jefferson and Market Streets has been a headache for local businesses within the past year. But one company is hopeful now it'll change once the neighboring building gets a new owner. Jose Alonso and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton have the story.
Another gas leak along 5th Street on Wednesday afternoon, this time stemming from the Kentucky Home Life building. That's according to the city. And we spoke to a local business right down the street about how concerning this is.
In about a 20-minute period, it went from a normal day to needing to exit.
Website design and marketing group Honeywick moved into the space just above Green District Salads about 2 years ago. Partner of the company, Diane Watt-Roy, says they came for the vibrant energy, but not the concerns surrounding their neighboring building. Definitely
was troubling to see when we would even walk by it. Sometimes we'd see people that obviously weren't supposed to be in there coming in and out almost like it was a public space.
Yeah.
This was the scene last July when Louisville Metro Police entered the Kentucky Home Life building and removed trespassers. Metro codes and regulations ensured the building was sealed off afterwards. But in a new statement from Codes and Regs revealed someone else was able to get inside. They say in part, quote, further investigation revealed that someone attempting to steal metal cut into an active gas line, causing a significant leak and forcing people to evacuate. Damaging an active gas line endangers public safety and poses serious risk to trespassers. LG&E did confirm they were able to safely shut off the gas line without interrupting surrounding services.
I am grateful that, most of their resources and time is going into getting to the bottom of the issue.
Honeywick hopes they're not caught in a similar situation again, and some new life can be brought into 5th Street soon.
You're joining a fabulous block, and in a lot of ways, our future is in your hands to a degree. Like, we just hope that it's a positive sell and that, whatever goes in there only adds to the goodness of our city and makes things even better than they are now.
In downtown Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
We also found out that Mississippi-based company Thrasher Group is in the process of purchasing the building. In a statement, they say in part, we did even pay for security while going through the process, but somehow the security circumvented. There isn't much else we can do until we own the property and can physically get in there to do construction. Economic turmoil and uncertainty. It's how the head of Churchill Downs is describing the last 9 weeks of President Donald Trump's tariffs and trade disputes around the world. Today, Churchill Downs CEO Bill Carstanjen says it's why they've temporarily paused a $900 million renovation project. Isaiah Kim Martinez is here now to explain, and we've heard this. There was an earnings call today?
Yeah, normally earnings calls, right? You get into the weeds a little bit on the numbers, but this one specifically was of high interest. And that's because Bill Carstanjen, the CEO of Churchill Downs, basically explained that tariffs and other trade disputes, like you said, were the reason behind this delay, which is a huge deal. He called this economic climate right now volatile. He says they can't start this kind of massive construction until they know exactly how much it's going to cost. Here's the problem, though. He says the reality right now, they don't. Carstanjen says putting the project on hold directly relates to sky-high tariffs on China.
When it comes to cost on things like construction items, a lot of those things either come from China or the price in the market for those items are influenced by the supply of those items that come from China. So we need some of that to calm down.
Churchill Downs says they've noticed a hit to consumer confidence, too. Listen to this. Carstanjen noted ticket sales overall for this year are comparable to last year's Derby, but there's been a dip in demand of lower-cost tickets, those lower-tier tickets there. So we're seeing short-term rental bookings also drop off a little bit compared to Derby 150 last year. That's according to businesses I spoke to. We'll hear from them coming up right here at 6. Connie.
All right. Isaiah, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Well, those expense concerns coming from President Trump implementing a staggering 145% tariff on all Chinese goods imported into the U.S. Beyond businesses like Churchill Downs, representatives from Walmart, Target, and Home Depot meeting with the president this week, warning him his tariffs will soon cause empty store shelves in the U.S. A spokesperson for the Chinese president using one of President Trump's favorite phrases against him, calling the alleged negotiations fake news. Well, sources tell ABC News the White House is also considering an exemption for Chinese auto parts coming into the U.S., but that doesn't affect construction materials, which would impact Churchill Downs during their big renovations. Despite tariffs delaying projects, Churchill Downs said they are ready for Derby 151. Dawn at the Downs kicked off today. It's your chance to see Derby and Oaks contenders train ahead of the big race. Derby horses will have yellow saddle towels, of course, and Oaks horses will have the pink towels. Dawn at the Downs is free each morning and goes until Wednesday, April 30th. And of course, we have our meteorologist tracking the weather for Kentucky Derby Festival events, including the Balloon Glow. And John Gordon will be here to walk us through that in a minute. But Matt is here. And Matt, you're here to talk a little bit about the next couple of days. We've got a lot of events coming up.
That's right. Definitely a busy time across Louisville now that we're getting ready for all the Derby events. But notice outside our window right now, a heavy downpour occurring across downtown. We've got a steady amount of rain showers out there. Winds out of the southwest now, gusting up to 24 miles per hour. So quite the intense shower that we're seeing, but it will be over fairly soon. Temperatures into those lower 70s. And as we head further on into the day, we're going to see those temperatures become a bit cooler. 75 downtown, 71 Iroquois Park. And then you'll notice 76 Bedford, 61 there in Paoli. But yeah, definitely a steady amount of showers continuing to make their way further towards the north. We're still in this rainy trend, and it's going to be lasting as we head further on into the evening hours before things begin to quiet a bit as we go later on into the night. You'll notice these clusters of showers still developing further into Tennessee, but they're drying out fairly quickly. So this drier trend is going to be arriving with us as we head into the middle of the night, but we are expecting rain showers to return as we head into the later parts of our night, likely into early Friday morning. That's whenever we're expecting widespread showers to be back with us, and they'll be lasting throughout a majority of our Friday and Friday afternoon. Let's look at the next 12 hours, but now we've got John Gordon in house with us. He is going to give us all the details about these events coming up.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. And we want to talk specifically about the Balloon Glow tonight, John, that we've got coming up. It's going to be really a two-night event down on the waterfront, but what's tonight looking like? We've had those little bursts of rain come and, kind of going over us right now.
Those problematic bursts of rain. I know, I hate it when it happens. So what's the deal tonight? So I think the Balloon Glow is going to happen.
Okay.
We've got showers and storms down towards Greene County, Marion County, Taylor. That's going to go a little bit to the east. That's good. It's like a goalpost. And we got storms out to the west towards Evansville. That's going to pass to the west. I think the Balloon Glow will happen tonight as the rain's ending. How about those?
Okay, and you're going to talk about some of the other events as we go on through the newscast?
We are.
Okay, so if you are going to any of those events, tune in because John will be back in just a few minutes.
Good night, 70s.
All right, thank you, sir. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg just unveiled his annual budget proposal just an hour ago. He gave his budget address to Metro Council, laying out his priorities for the year. It's a $1.2 billion budget with public safety as the top priority. The mayor's proposal would help fund more staffing for LMPD, Louisville Fire, EMS, and ABC. It also includes a proposed $15 million for the Affordable Housing Trust Fund and $3 million for the South, East, and West End funds for economic boosts in those areas.
Ultimately, it's about stability. And there's no greater foundation for stability than having a place to call home. Every Louisville family deserves access to safe, quality, affordable housing.
And we will have the full budget breakdown tonight coming up at 6 o'clock. We're learning new information today from LMPD. A man is in custody and facing murder charges after a triple homicide in the Portland neighborhood earlier this month. 29-year-old Cody Wharf is now charged with 3 counts of murder related to the deaths of 37-year-old Mallory Cox, 49-year-old David Clark Jr., and 37-year-old Robert Otter. LMPD said 26 people positively identified Wharf in this case. Police said on April 8th, the 3 victims were found shot dead inside a house on Griffiths Avenue, a few blocks from Boone Square Park. Wharf was a known fugitive out of Floyd County, Indiana, and detectives were tailing him a few days later and pulled him over as he was driving to a home on Hill Street. LMPD's Dwight Mitchell said this case is an example that someone always sees something, and witnesses are an important piece of the puzzle.
This is a classic example, this case that I'm talking about today, of the fact that when we work together, things can happen quickly, rapidly, because there's always someone that sees something. We have over 700,000 pairs of eyes in this city. That's the mantle of citizens that we have here in our city. And somebody always sees something.
Police said Wharf tried to flee and crashed into a detective's car in a parked car, causing serious damage to both vehicles. Wharf is also charged with escape, giving false information, and fleeing police.